So what do you see wrong with this scenario? Customer complaint. Fire alarm goes off all the time. And as you can see, there's an issue here. All the way here, all the way up here. And it rolls over and it rolls into the bedroom and it rolls here. The customer of this tenant of this apartment building, the management had to come out and remove the smoke alarm where they used to have it. From the last tenant too complained of the same thing. We found out from the neighbor. They said neighbors would say this apartment's fire alarms would go off all the time, as you can see from the smoke rolling over there. And the fire alarm here still goes off. The fire alarm here they had to remove. The smoke even rolls through the doors and goes in and sets off even with the door closed, so they had to do that. Or if you had to go to the restroom and they opened the door to go to the restroom, the fire alarm would go off. So one of the problems is when you select a hood for a stove, you have to have good ducting. The other is the offset. If you look right here, the stove is right here with the refrigerator. You can see the line going up. Well, look at how far back the stove is. If you select a hood, usually you want it almost even and above your forehead, or about 3 to 4 inches back at the most, because you want to be able to move your forehead forward if you have it a little low so you don't bump your head. So that's one problem. The other is the really poor ducting with the small little 4-inch ducting back there. And it's like all droopy and snaky going back about 30 feet that way, because behind this wall, this is a hill and it's dug out underneath, and they ran the ducting to the other side of the building in the rafter, going out through a little tiny 4-inch hole, 25, 30 feet that way, with fine screen meshing to keep bugs out. Well, that was good, but the only problem is the screen is so fine, and you have a small 4-inch hole. You have all the static pressure, the friction of corrugated small 4-inch tubing going 25, 30 feet that way, and it's sagging, reduces the airflow. And as you can see here, here's a little sandwich bag. It just barely, and I mean barely, you have to actually push it up there to make it stay. If you don't put it there yourself. Now this is low speed. Low speed, it should be able to at least suck up a sandwich bag. Go to high speed. More of it goes there, but it still comes right up here. So that's high speed. High speed is a little better, but not that good. It's just barely a pull. Now if you've seen my video of an installation where I did the installation and I fixed the problem, when I'm finished and you have proper ducting, where I grabbed a porcelain plate, this is a ceramic plate, you can hear that. When I'm finished, you literally could put a plate up there like that and it holds a ceramic plate up into place when you're not losing all your static pressure and your flow by poor ducting. So that will get fixed. But this is, and they had to paint this place from between this customer tenant and the last one. They had to repaint because of all the grease that was on the thing. It was trash, and it wasn't the tenant's fault. It was the management who implemented and hired someone to put this on in here, and they didn't fix it afterward, and they just rented it out to a tenant, and then they rented it out to the next tenant. So now it's time to pay the piper and fix it. And so for something like this, you don't need something like this to show anybody. And another thing you can do temporarily, I was just showing and proving the point to them what it would look like. And even this, it didn't work. So this is a temporary fix just to prove a point, but with a little bit more CFM flow. Okay. You could hear it. It's a little loud. But even with that, it barely can take the steam. And when you cook or bake their chicken or their turkey or anything, any of the smoke that rolls out of here through the vents coming up, it just comes right up into the room, throws off the fire alarm. The last time I was in here, they were baking something just because I was coming over and the fire alarms were going off. So you got the restriction, you remove this, and now look at it. the restriction of this is clean. I made sure they had a new clean one in here. The restriction of the new clean unit restricts the airflow. You can see it sucking right up in there now. And my god dang phone is wobbling all over the place. God dang, I keep forgetting my other phone. But it's sucking it right up there. But still, more is coming up here. So, individuals who do not read directions cause problems like this. Get my phone working. And that's it. This phone is going to make people seasick by watching this video because it's having a problem. There we go. Just hit it on my knee. Straighten it out. But that's it, guys. So the hood that'll go up here will be longer. It'll be a dual fan going underneath and replacing the ducting with, it'll be 7-inch ducting to 8-inch ducting going all the way out to the other side of the building for less, because that's what's called for by in the instructions. This one called for 7-inch ducting. They only have 4-inch ducting. The new fan that'll go up here will have dual fans. It'll get it flared out to 8 inches. 8 inches will go 30 feet that way, and then it'll get flared out to a wide mouth 14-inch by 6-inch wide. It'll flare out and have screening on it, and there'll be very little static, and that'll take care of this problem here. They won't have to repaint the place, and the customer will not have to keep disabling the fire alarms all the time. And that's it. All right, I'll see ya.